Hey, Steve with Texas Know-How here. I'm going to change out the PCV valve on my 2008 Dodge Ram 1500 truck. It's going to be a fuel saver, hopefully, but it looks like this. Got this one off of Amazon, the standard automotive part, and it's part number V377. Looks just like this, okay? It's a screw in top, quarter turn. You want to lube these gaskets up, but you should be hearing a nice free ball inside. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let you know you're going to need this socket wrench. This is a 10 millimeter with an extension. You're going to need a screwdriver and an optional wrench if you need to get the old one off. You're going to put it right in there and turn it off, quarter turn. All right. First, you're going to want to remove this air intake cleaner. There's two screws. Loosen these up and then remove this. Okay, air intake cleaner is off. What you want to do now is put that off to the side. You want to take off this manifold cover. It's basically two 10 millimeter screws. One located here, one located here behind the oil fill cap. Take those off, and then you're going to remove this electrical component here. I'm going to go ahead and remove this here to show you. There's a clip you have to push in, pull out, and put that off to the side. Right here is where you push it in, and then you pull out simultaneously. Put that off to the side so it doesn't get damaged. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove these two screws. I'll be right back. Okay, I have these two screws loosened here. They actually stay on, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to try to keep them on if they're not. You want to take the manifold cover, pull it up about 45 degrees, and pull it out. Okay. Now, you see the PCV valve is located right back here. So you want to go ahead and remove that. Sometimes they get encrusted on there. It's hard to remove. You don't want to break that cap. Okay, so you want to be patient with it. I'm gonna get this wrench, and it's going to be lefty loosey, righty tighty. I'm gonna go to the left. There we go. It's just a little stiff. That's all. It's coming off though. It's a quarter turn. You're gonna see there's a little arrow right here, and it's gonna come up on this lift and pull off now. It's on there pretty good. I'm gonna come on the back side with the wrench, and there we go. Okay, it's loose. Go ahead and jiggle that out, and there you go. There's the old one. The ball inside is not very free floating, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace this one. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the PCV valve off, and I'm gonna go ahead and get in there and clean it up real good and around the area. You know, while you got this open, you wanna clean it out a little bit. You know, you see, you got some residue there. There we go. Okay, it looks good. You see here there's a little imprint that says lock, so you want to do a righty-tighty on that, and you want to do it just in the opposite direction as when you took it off, of course. Okay, so here you go. Here's the new one. It's bright blue, and which is fine because you're not going to be able to see it anyway, because there's going to be a the cover over it. But before you put it on, you want to put a little oil here on the gaskets. Okay, and what do you know, got some oil right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this, just dip your finger in there, okay, and then just roll around on these gaskets here. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna free up a hand. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get the other gasket nice and good. Okay, so here I go. Gaskets are nice and oiled. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. You have those two arrows that sit on top and bottom. You wanna put those in there. You're gonna wiggle it in, and it sits flush right here from the takeout point. Okay, it's nice and flush. And so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down in. Now it's really tight, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that wrench. Okay, and I wanna go ahead and bring that to a stop there. There we go. There's a stopping point right here on the edge. You're going to see that where the arrow can't go past. That's a good point right there. So it's on there. It's nice and sealed. Hopefully you get some better gas mileage. You want to do that maybe every 40,000 miles. I'll have to check on that on the book. You can check on it too. But this is Steve with Texas Know-How. Hopefully this was informative to you, how to take out the PCV valve. When you put everything back, just do it in opposite directions. Remember, when you put on this intake manifold cover, you want to come down at a 45 and then set it in there nicely, okay? Don't force anything. All right, over and out. Okay, I went in reverse order. Everything's back together, okay? Put this in at 45-degree angle. This plastic housing fits over the manifold intake. You have the 2 screws. I went ahead and put a little bit of WD-40 on them, kind of loosen them up, keep them fresh, keep the rust off of them. Once I did that, I put my electrical connector back in, and then put my air intake hose back on. What I did, what I found that best works is if you put this one on first. There's a stopping point here. Make sure you have your guides set, okay? Your 2 rubber pieces over your hard plastic, okay? Or I mean over on either side of your hard plastic. And then go ahead and bend this over this housing here, your air filter housing, and then tighten up the screws, okay? Don't forget to tighten up your screws. Don't forget to plug in your electrical connector and tighten these down, remember, with your 10mm socket. All right, you should be good to go. All right, Steve with Texas Know-How. Here's to keeping your car or truck or whatever vehicle you have up to date and fresh, so it runs for as long as you need it to. Take care. Hey, just one amendment here. I told you to replace it or check it at 40,000. I looked up in the manual here, and it says right here, inspect and replace PCV valve if necessary at 90,000 miles. So there you go. There's a little amendment, and so if you're about that point or past that point, you might want to go ahead and get that done. It's easy in that procedure, and it could do wonders for your gas mileage. All right, Steve with Texas Know-How, over and out.